One. GM people. It's your boy Ninja T.
I'm Mr. Crag, GMGN.
It's currently 19 minutes past 5 p.m. UK time, Sunday, the 15th of February 2026.
And it is
On
19
the
minutes
clock.
past 12 on February the 16th in Vietnam. So I'll tell you guys, the future's looking lang. It's going to be good. Tomorrow's going to be a good one for you guys. Like, I'm gassed for you.
um, Welcome to the 19th episode of Mycelink Sundays. Do you want to let them know what Mycelink Sundays is, Krog? I feel like I always explain what this
Yeah,
show
yeah.
is and who
So,
we are.
So we're a decentralized ecosystem. Mycelium meets blockchain, interconnectedness, oneness, sharing information about the environments to grow to your maximum potential, right? That is what the Mycelium network does, and that's what we do here at Mycelink. We tap everyone together, bring together the knowledge, and we thrive in our environment. And right now, these environments are the markets, and a lot of people aren't thriving, but we're still here smiling. And that's the beauty of Mycelink, man. I'll let you do the T's and C's, bro. Um,
Yes, sir. Mycelink is a decentralized ecosystem. As of time of recording, 15th of February 2026, we are a non-legal, non-registered entity. We're just a couple of homies that like to give out free information, though that may change or may not change in future. Um, so yeah, Mycelink is a decentralized ecosystem, just to say for like the 10th time. We are not a business, though that may change or may not change in future. Follow us on Mycelink Instagram. This Instagram is run by multiple people, including but not limited to myself, and we are free to post. We're sovereign individuals with uh, each, I guess you could say, individual perspectives. We're not a religion. So even within Mycelink, there are some differences of opinions. Sometimes I go long and Alien goes short. Um, Follow us at instagram.com/Mycelink. I have taken it upon myself to add some nice links in here. The first link, the most important link, links you to the entire discography of Mycelink Sundays on a very nice YouTube playlist, which I manually update every time. So you can find 18 episodes out now. We also have a contact form now, an inquiry form, where you just put your name, your email or social media where we'll reach you, your phone number, which is optional, and what do you want to talk to us about? Do you want education or mentorship? Do you want a professional service? Do you want financial legal advice? You want insurance? We'll link you to an accredited practitioner. You want to talk about business partnership or anything else? Describe your inquiry and we'll get to you. Um, I'm starting to build the future Discord. I don't think even Krog's in yet, but it's cool. There's literally 8 people in here.
I'm actually not in,
Um,
but I need to get in.
yes. Um,
Yeah, I'm a download code
obviously,
right now.
obviously you can't obviously you can't always get these amazing results. However, the reason why futures is a really great thing to learn in a market like this, because I will forget my results, right? Let's just talk about the homie Francis, a veteran who usually comes to these webinars. He's one of Alien slash well, he's one of my boys now. But recently, this guy caught a 15x. 1 second. A 15x on a 25x leverage long. And leverage long with Discord. Which can lose a lot. Somebody's been trading. So great because it means that you can take opportunities in the whole market. The only thing you have to do is that you do have to sign a cash out futures. He's created a special link on the side, but he gives out these signals for Mycelink community members for free for a lifetime. And Mateus has created a bot now that actually gives its opinion on
Let's
the
go,
strength of the
Mateus,
signal.
bro.
So you've got
That's
two
lit,
signals,
man.
and then
Thank
occasionally,
you.
yeah, and
Respect.
then occasionally I will enter the trade myself and give you guys my TA. So I've entered a 7x long on Nyrus, and I've been very, very transparent with you guys. look, if I lose this trade, I'm going to lose 87%. If I win, I'm going to make 571%. There's some damn good odds, in my opinion. Uh, um, am I sharing my screen? Sharing my screen, right? Okay. Okay. What else? Um, is my screen sharing working this whole time?
It was, now it's not.
Okay, cool. Right, we're back. We're back. We're back. Recommended futures platform. I mean, funded platform is crypto funded trader. Let me show you guys why, and then I'm gonna get into some geopolitics. Um, I just thought I'd share with you guys the new Mycelink links. So right now I'm doing a $25,000 challenge with crypto funded trader on a what do you call it? One step phase. So I'm gonna trade 2,500 to 2,650. No, 2,750. It sounds easy, but I can only eat 3% drawdown. So I have very, very tight stop losses. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm some day trading expert. I'm not. I use Grok all the time. So check this, right? 1 second. I literally screenshotted my trades into Grok and I said, what will happen if my stop loss hits? If my stop loss hits, I'll make $150. If my take profit hits, I'll make 1,500. That's what you call good risk to reward. Do I really understand what all these pips mean? No. You don't have to understand everything. I've actually learned through new traders that even I suffer from analysis paralysis, right? Where I just know too much stuff in theory, but then practically, people who've been trading for less than oh, people who've been trading for 60 days have profited X's in the market, in the futures market, that I've never done. I've only ever done a 6, 7X on futures. I've never done a 14X. So shout out to all the newbies because you guys are awesome. And it's amazing to meet people with fresh perspectives that don't know much about blockchain, don't know much about decentralization, but they can read charts. So that should inspire you guys to just learn. I'm going to give it over to Krog on geopolitics. But one more thing that I would like to stress is don't fall into sunk cost fallacy, guys. I didn't used to like trading futures. Now I've changed my mind. I didn't used to like trading gold or silver. Now I've changed my mind. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to be wrong. At Mycelink, we encourage everyone to be a sovereign individual with independent thoughts. Even within the Mycelink ecosystem, we can have differences of opinions. However, ultimately, we're all trying to help each other move forward. So, Krog, let me give it over to you for geopolitics, and please inform us on what we need to know.
Yeah, man, I just want to add to what Ninja's saying about, having different views, having different perspectives, having different edges on the markets. And that's why we collaborate as an ecosystem because there's not one way to make money. There's not one way to trade. There's not even just one asset you can trade. So when we put our heads together, share information and share the wealth through the ecosystem, that's what we're trying to achieve here. And our differences are actually our advantage because everyone's got their own perspective. And on that, I'm gonna give you my perspective on the news in the last 7 days. Okay, let me start chill and then get into the stuff that I'm more passionate about. Okay, so the Iran protests are happening worldwide. People are protesting for Iran right now. Big ups that. Big ups voicing the unvoiced right now. And there's a lot of unheard people in the world right now. So it's good to give them a voice and talk about them, make sure people are aware of what's going on. But yeah, US tensions are escalating with Iran, and we're seeing all this like military sort of like push in. Currency has collapsed, things like this. Okay, now there is talk of Iran sharing its uranium supply if all of its sanctions are lifted. So, guys, while they're giving you the narrative that we will fight a physical world war or physical wars, like, yes, those are happening in the world right now. But the real game here it's still economic war, and trade deals is what this is, follow the money. And yeah, the boats and Navy being close, Air Force going in, it's all a distraction. The real war is getting fought economically. And yeah, and lucky that Iran can do that because, yeah, I want to be, I don't know, I want a fair fight for everyone. I want a fair fight. I'm not going to over elaborate as if I understand all the ins and outs, but I'm waffling. Yo, US have signed a new trade deal with Taiwan, right? So the tariffs have been cut to 15%, and Taiwan have pretty much just dropped 99% of barriers for trade with America, and they've agreed to buy 84 billion in US goods. So I find this very interesting right now when we're talking about, and this is going to be a bit of my topic today, where we're talking about these economic wars as opposed to physical wars. There's a whole sort of question. I'm sure we discussed on Mycelink before, like China, Taiwan, what's going on there. So it's interesting that, everyone's making their own deals here, bit of sovereignty for now. And then, yeah, on the topic of deals, so India are buying 40 billion worth of fighter jets from France. That's 114 jets. And so what we're seeing here is everyone in their sovereignty forming their own deals. You've kind of got US backing out of NATO, and then European powers looking to build stronger relationships with other countries so that they have that military power themselves. So yeah, it's interesting, right? Greenland, we had all this talk of war on Greenland, Europe going to war with Greenland, blah blah blah. It's not happening. It's officially not happening, and I know why it's not happening. All right. So you've just had Davos, which is where the World Economic Forum meet, kind of like, in my opinion, not necessarily like the elite, but somewhere you can point the finger to of who might be their puppets. So these guys met up and they make big decisions for the world. And on this, right, they have agreed that US are gonna have mineral rights and land in Greenland. So basically giving them rights to extract precious metals, all that malarkey. And so, and China and Russia are going to be blocked from being able to do this as well in Greenland. So pretty much like there was talk of war, there was talk of America buying Greenland, and then actually Greenland's pretty much been just given to them, or at least given to them for what they want to do. So all of this stuff is designed to scare you because it's still, this is what I'm saying, it's just economic wars that are really getting played out. No disrespect to all the physical wars that are happening, but a lot of economic wars trying to scare people. Okay, also at Davos, right? What are these guys talking about, right? And I think this is very interesting because I've heard a lot of people echoing this recently, right? So they discussed at Davos about how there is a shortage of skilled laborers right now. In the US alone, the statistic is 600,000 of a shortage of skilled laborers. And when I was in Australia, there's also a huge lack for electricians, plumbers. They're literally willing to get anyone in. And actually, Mana Ninja's crypto professor, literally like yesterday or today, he was literally saying everyone needs to become an electrician. Everyone needs to become a Sparky. He actually used to be a Sparky before he does what he does now. And he's basically saying that when you're looking at statistics of what economies are growing right now, the energy sector is just booming and everything else is falling. And so I think having any trade right now, even my crypto professor is like, yo, go get a trade under your belt. Go quit your degree and go get a trade, especially electrician. It is a good place to be right now. So if you don't want to get replaced by AI, that's my advice. And they're talking about that. Your local tradesman in the pub is saying how there's not enough people, and the World Economic Forum at Davos are also saying there's not enough people. So there's a bit of free game right there. Also mentioned, so there's this whole like Agenda 2030 conspiracy theory. This has kind of been destroyed. Like the World Economic Forum kind of created it. It's like their narrative of where they want the world, setting all these deadlines by 2030. It's seeming like it's been abolished right now. So yeah, man, one for the conspiracy theorists to just pipe down about. We've also got Trump basically saying he's trying to stop the institutions buying up all the houses, and like he wants to boost homeowners in America. So recognizing the problem that big institutions, we have this in the UK, we have this in America. I can't comment for the rest of the world, but we have big institutions like BlackRock, etc., buying up loads of properties, which is making it harder and harder for young people like myself, but people in general to get on the property ladder. And so Trump on paper is saying he wants to bring a stop to this. Um, let's see, let's see how he does it. Cool. Right. Epstein files. This has all been a lot of talk recently. I've already said this doesn't correct to the markets, but it is a lot of talk, no action. We're not seeing any action getting taken. We're seeing a lot of talk, a lot of rumors, nothing that can even be proven, right? Literally, we're in this age where AI is crazy. We've got like Gmail leaks. Like, I don't know if how fabricated this information is. Some of the stuff that I've seen from it very much looks AI. Everyone can have their own opinion. However, so yeah, don't get distracted, right? Because they want you focusing on the Epstein files. Meanwhile, the elites are meeting at Davos, the World Economic Forum, deciding which way to take the world in. Money is moving in gold, silver, crypto. People are selling, people are buying. Money is moving around, right? And you're trying to work out how a disabled person, ended up in the Epstein files. Like, yo, right now is the time to be focusing on yourself. They're trying to distract you with shit that doesn't matter. And world leaders, billionaires, like they're signing deals, they're stepping down from CEO roles, like big ass people are kind of getting called out in these files. And I think it's just like a ripple effect of kind of what's happening right now. Like we are just seeing like a lot of, you know, influential people kind of lose power. I'll touch on it quickly, even with someone like Diddy, right? A lot of us are in music. Someone like Diddy, he holds a lot of power in the industry, and suddenly like his power is getting exposed. We're really seeing like these cracks in the system coming through right now. And I think it's interesting time to be alive. Watch how it's playing out. We've also had waffle of Keir Starmer say he's talked about resigning, but I don't. Well, we'll see. We'll believe it when we see it. He did. He mentioned he's kind of said he would. Then he kind of talked about it otherwise, but he's waffling about it because of these files. Because everyone's just shook and doesn't know how to act. Right. Trump. Trump has been selling crypto recently. This guy wanted to make America the crypto capital. Crypto, Bitcoin at least is pretty much halved from his 2025 all-time high. Hey, this guy, he's been telling everyone to buy crypto. He is selling his Bitcoin right now. I'm not worried, but just know that you can never believe a politician is yeah. So all of this going on, and yet we still have Bitcoin over 70K, just like that. Gold and silver back on the rise. Like, yo, all this chaos in the world, focus on what's actually happening, what's facts. Numbers don't lie as much as people do. Um, Last thing I want to touch on, right? News-wise, I just found this like really interesting, right? So basically, supposedly like six new cures of cancer have been discovered in different parts of the world in the last few days. And this is literally like within 24 hours of America leaving the World Health Organization. And it's almost like, has a miracle happened, or has something that was blocked from happening stopped being blocked, right? Six at the same time is an insane coincidence. And this is what I'm saying about this like whole economic war, right? Now, I'm not saying like America was stopping the cure for cancer coming out. I'm saying that it is an incredibly, it's a $1 trillion industry, right? Drugs control the world. It's worth loads, keeping people sick. And, maybe, it's not always for the, the health that we're taught isn't always for the greater good. Because I just find it very, very weird how it came about. And right now, I really do believe like power structures are cracking and hidden things are slipping through. And man, like if one of these cures turns out to be true, like this isn't just going to change medicine forever. Like it will expose what's actually going on here, which is like humanity is suffering not because we can't heal, but because someone didn't want us to, arguably in the name of profit. So some of this, watching what is unfolding in the world right now is very interesting, and I feel like people are arguing, everyone's fighting to kind of stay in the shadows, take the power. People are slipping up, people are getting exposed, and yo, this is really the apocalypse, the unveiling. We're really, really seeing this right now. Um, but yeah, on the topic of health and cancer and all of this, have a great homeopathic doctor if anyone needs one. So, Mycelink, we're health and wealth, and we're pretty connected in both industries. So shout us if you need help with your finances, with your health, and we'll always do our best to help the community with whatever they need, actually. Like shout us for most things and we'll just try to find you with the person that can. Okay, I'm gonna pass it back over to the co-hosts. Thank you for listening, people. Happy Tet as well. This is pretty much New Year where I am right now, or it's like New Year in a couple of days. So be gas, people. It's New Year
Well, it's
round of the
Vietnamese.
world right now.
Yo,
So
yo, yo. Did you say it was Vietnamese New Year?
it is in a couple of days, bro. Yeah. Right now it's like
Mm.
sort of like imagine like day before Christmas kind of vibes, like pretty
Hmm.
hectic, everyone going out doing stuff. Um, Yeah, and this is like a lunar new year, not like no fake on some random day new year. Like, yo, this is actually when the new cycle starts. Like, this is end of the year of the snake, start of the year of the horse. So I hope you've been shedding because it's the year of the horse. We're about to up the power, kick things off. Wow.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Appreciate you, Krog. Before we get into my section, where I cover macro meme coins, has anyone got a question for Krog on his opinion on anything that's happening with geopolitics right now? Or anyone want to bring up some geopolitics sheet?
Yeah, I got something. So, coming up, we've got Ramadan, we've got Chinese New Year, we've got everything. A lot of different celebrations are happening. I want to know what your take is on what it's gonna do to the markets.
Okay, I think, yeah, in general, when we talk about holidays, it's not necessary. It's like generally speaking, it's not great for the markets on the assumption that during holidays, during festivities and celebrations, people want to spend time with their families, right? And they might even want to liquidate some of their assets so they can spend money with their family. However, we do kind of like more look like that's more our view around something like Christmas because yeah, I mean like it is mainly American liquidity that has the biggest impact on the markets. So yeah, I think obviously with these celebrations and things going off, people can be distracted from the markets for sure, but ultimately there's still the degens sending it. But yeah, maybe it could be a little bit slow, um, but I still think the markets are probably going to do what they want to do in the grand scheme. I don't think these holidays affect it loads, maybe a little bit, but I don't know if that answer had any depth, but it's the
No,
answer.
no, that makes sense. Yeah, literally, like we don't really know what to expect. I think it just depends on what sort of actual news comes about in those things. I'm expecting a bit of a sell-off. Uh,
Mm,
not
yeah, I
not
think
too much, but just a bit.
that is what you'd assume. That is what you'd assume, man. Like people are spending money, they're spending time with their family, they're not thinking about how holding positions in the market. So yeah, man, it's a very logical conclusion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anyone else want to bring anything up with regards to geopolitics, etc., before I get into macro markets and meme coins?
I was just gonna say thanks for the tip about electricians because like I was literally considering from last year about possibly changing the role I'm in and looking at a trade. And thinking construction and electrician and plumbing was what I was looking at because we keep getting hearing
Mm.
the same thing over in the UK that, there's not enough tradespeople and it seems like the more secure role to go in at the moment. So I was just gonna say, yeah, thanks for that tip. I'll definitely look more into electrician as well.
And bro, I honestly, I don't have a trade. I've spent a bit of time on site as a general laborer, and even I'm thinking about going and getting qualified as an electrician because you can take it anywhere in the world. And it is like, if you're worried about AI taking your job, it is the most foolproof thing. As I'm saying, mine and Ninja's professor, he's already qualified. It's a great thing to, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a foolproof way
yeah, for me,
right now.
definitely I think about AI because I work in TV in it. So
Mm-hmm.
TV is changing because there's a lot of my role now that technically they could use AI to assist with it. It still requires a human element to it, but I feel like the fact that AI could speed it up, it will be a thing of they might not completely replace people, but it might be that somebody now is doing 200% worth of work rather than, so it means that they only need maybe, if the role have five people now, maybe they only need two. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely thinking about like you said, just like more of a role that's just more secure.
And I think this is it, right? Is like the people that will make money are the people that are controlling the AIs. And I think being a tradesman out of every job of AI will definitely not replace it, but I think it will make your life a lot easier. But it's still
Yeah,
going to need a person to operate.
yeah,
So
that makes sense. I
yeah,
could
man, it's
understand that.
definitely good to consider.
I could
It's
imagine
good that
that
you're already
AI might
thinking.
might help with a bit of diagnostics with certain roles, but like you said, it will still require a human element to then
Mm.
fulfill that role. But yeah,
Hmm.
thanks for the tip anyway.
Oh, very welcome, bro.
Yo, before getting into macro and meme coins, I'm gonna add a very high level thought with regards to um being a tradesman and an electrician. I'm gonna be so real, guys. I'm never doing that job. Yeah, I'm personally never gonna become an electrician, right? Because I'm not handy. I'm just not a hands-on guy like that. However, I would highly consider building a tradesman agency. So I would highly consider um building relationships of people such as electricians, including but not limited to. So basically, tradesmen who are not going to be replaced by AI. And I would even go as far to help those tradesmen utilize AI to make their trades better. And then I would do the more remote and digital work, or consider doing the remote or digital work as an option of reaching out to leads and then basically closing the sales. So there's like a high level idea for like the more inclined digital workers such as myself. Um, yeah, like don't just limit yourself to being the tradesman, like elevate your mind and believe that you could even be a CEO. That's for everyone listening. You know
Facts.
what I mean? It's not that hard to send emails and calls. And the thing is, like, one thing AI is not going to replace is really good cold outreach salespeople. Like, people do not want to be sold to by AI. Like, you find me somebody who wants to talk to, like, we don't mind talking to AI for customer service, right? Obviously, we prefer a human speaking on most people's behalf. Most people prefer a human, but AI is acceptable customer service. But AI is almost not acceptable, like, if the customer is conscious, like, for the, this is not the most eloquent thing to say, but people generally speaking do not want to be the recipient of a sales pitch of an AI. Like you want to be sold to by a human. So yeah.
Facts.
All
I
right.
definitely agree. I started learning sales in 2025 because of that reason. I think it's and just having social skills in general, especially when you look at the younger generation, I'd say from around my age and younger, you really notice that social skills have fallen off big time. It's not like a thing that everyone has anymore. And so being able to interact with people, connect with people, um, yeah, I think
I
yeah.
I
Already
actually
a step
think that
ahead.
the skill of relationship building, the skill of making people like you, right? Because what do they say? They say it's who you know, not what you know. But you know what's more important than who you know is who knows you. And you know what's even more important than who knows you is who likes you, who
Mm.
messes with you. You know what I mean? Like what are the quality like what's the quality and quantity? Because you need both. You need a reasonable quantity of amount of quality people who like you and trust you.
Well said, man.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, let's get into macro meme coins. Let's get it. All right. So as per followers on Mycelink X, you only have 36 followers right now. Um, I typically do a tweet string for these Sunday webinars that may not make all the sense in the world if you just follow them on Twitter. But they will typically be my reference point for how I open my section of Mycelink Sundays. So here is a I can't remember. I'd be lying to you if I told you where this indicator came from besides Professor Adam. But I tried to calibrate my trading view to create such a signal. However, there was too many inputs and I gave in. So here's a screenshot of something that my professor formulated. TLDR, it's a bottom signal firing off, right? Okay, next, we got on-chain indicator. For the record, what do I mean by on-chain indicator? This is what I mean. On-chain literally means on the blockchain, right? So when you own cryptocurrency in Coinbase or Revolut, that is not registered on the blockchain. When you if you swap Bitcoin for Ethereum inside your Revolut, Coinbase, or Binance application, that record will not be on the blockchain, right? That will be private information. So on-chain data is when crypto is moved, sold, swapped, or held in decentralized wallets. And typically, the smartest money in crypto moves what? On-chain, right? So that's what on-chain means. Hopefully that makes sense. This on-chain metric by an on-chain metric provider called Glassnode is basically indicating a bottom signal. I actually give you guys the link, and we do this a lot on Mycelink, to the Grok conversation, so you can read the Grok conversation in depth. You can also study the way that I prompt, explain this Glassnode yardstick metric in plain English. There we go. And then break this down like I'm 18 years old who's a crypto beginner. But I saved you guys the hassle by putting a screenshot. The Bitcoin yardstick is a simple tool from a company called Capriol Investments, who, mind you, have an insane track record of beating Bitcoin for like 15 years. So anything published by Capriol Investments, I would take in with more than a grain of salt. Imagine Bitcoin as a huge, super secure digital network protected by tons of powerful computers, aka miners or nodes, using electricity and hardware. That protection power is called hash rate. The yardstick basically compares Bitcoin's total market cap. So what's Bitcoin's total market cap right now? It's $1.3 trillion. Okay. Bitcoin's total market cap times by all Bitcoin to the what's called hash rate. Okay, I'm not going to go into this too much, but basically the TLDR is that this is a bottom signal. Next, I tweeted on the 9th of February that BTC liquidation heat maps at 80K is looking programmed in the near future. I tweeted this 6 days ago. Let's see where the price of Bitcoin was 6 days ago. One sec. 6 days ago on the 9th of February, you were like here. Okay. So to be fair, since I tweeted, Bitcoin has been consolidating. But I do believe 80K is programmed. If we look on a higher time frame, well, do I think there is a possibility that we'll retest here? Yes, I think that is possible. What do I think is more probable, and I can be wrong, is that I believe that we will retest maybe here and then continue to the upside. I have a bullish bias and I've been wrong in the past, but that's what I believe. Next, Kevin Walsh. So there's been a lot of hawkish news about Kevin Walsh. However, and big ups to Andreas Statino, who is a he's something to do with Royal Paul's Real Vision, I think, according to his bio. But anyway, have a look at this, right? During the time when Kevin Walsh, well, he didn't lead the Fed, but his stance when Bush and Trump were the presidents or are the presidents of the United States is dovish, so lowering interest rates. However, when it was Obama and Biden, it was hawkish. This guy has family ties with Trump. I also ran it through Grok and just made sure that it was true. Walsh has intersected with Trump in economic and advisory roles over the years. In 2017, Trump's first term, Walsh was on the shortlist to replace Fed Chair Janet Yellen. He interviewed with Trump in the Oval Office but was passed over. Trump later reportedly expressed some regret about choosing Jerome Powell instead. Walsh served on one of Trump's early business advisory firms. More recently, he played a key role in his 2024 transition team and is a vocal critic of the Fed in ways that align with Trump's preferences, aka lower interest rates. As many of you guys know, at the end of January, he was nominated to become the next chair of the Federal Reserve. This is not guaranteed, but it's highly likely. Family connection, this is where it gets super juicy. Walsh is married to Jane Lauder since 2002, who is the daughter of billionaire Ronald Lauder. Ronald Lauder is a longtime friend and former Wharton School classmate of Trump. You know how, like in the UK, like a lot of the conservatives went to Eton College. It's kind of a similar thing with the conservatives in America. A major Republican donor and close confidant who's reportedly influenced Trump on ideas like pursuing U.S. interest in Greenland. This makes Ronald Lauder Trump's longtime personal friend and political ally, and Walsh his son-in-law by marriage. It all ties together. Nothing that we're too surprised about. Stock pick. I think BitMine is. I'm just gonna go to actually no. Let me just go back to here. Do I have BitMine? I'm just gonna add it to my watch list right now. These guys are looking to acquire 5% of the Ethereum supply. I think right now they own like 3.5% or something like that. I think this stock is super undervalued, and I think it's going to be a huge ETH beta. It's called BitMine. And they don't hold any leverage positions. That's it. So I had brain freeze. These guys currently hold. I forget the exact amount. It's something like 3 to 4% of the entire Ethereum supply, and they're not leveraged at all. Like it's literally all spot and accumulation. As many of you know, if you become an Ethereum staker, so you need 32 Ethereum, not me, but institutions, you make like a 4 to 5% yearly yield on Ethereum. So yeah, one of the most exciting companies in the world to look to diversify into, in my opinion. I honestly think my conviction with BitMine is like 95%. I don't see how these guys can fail because unlike MicroStrategy, and I am bullish on MicroStrategy, these guys aren't leveraged. They're just all in spot. Again, only 3 to 4% of the entire Ethereum supply. Another bottom signal. So we've gone through bottom signal 1, modeled by my professor. Bottom signal 2, provided by Glassnode, and I give you guys the actual link to the bottom signal and my Grok conversation. And we got a hat trick from Check on Chain, basically showing you another bottom signal. The last time we were this low was in the 2022 bear market. Okay, this is super interesting, right? So the ISM, or the PMI, the Purchasing Managers Index. Let me just load up my trading view. Okay, so remember, there's Wall Street and there's Main Street, right? Most people watching here are more interested in Wall Street, even myself, because there's more money in financial markets than in the real world. That's why we play this game, right? But it's important to pay attention to the real world economy. Historically speaking, when the PMI or ISM has rose, this has been in line with the euphoria of bull markets. But look, the last time was in 2021. We've been consolidating since, and we've recently seen the biggest spike, as I said in the last one or two webinars, the biggest spike since August 2022. So we're showing that Main Street is catching up to Wall Street. Remember, Wall Street financial markets are future thinking, right? So if this continues to go up, this is basically like super leverage for risk on assets. So what's very interesting is Korea has historically been a leading. Remember, there's lagging and there's leading indicators. What do we prefer? Leading indicators, right? Because we're here to make future decisions and future speculate on prices of assets. Historically, Korea has been a solid leading indicator for the ISM. And look at what it's printed recently. A high that it is not seen since post-COVID recovery. This is basically mega bullish. Mega bullish. I even asked Grok, does the chart appear to be correct? Why does South Korea export leads to US ISM and PMI? South Korea's exports serve as an early signal of global demand and supply chain. Key reasons, because they have an upstream role in supply chains. Korea exports key intermediate goods like semiconductors, such as Samsung Electronics and auto parts. Demand changes for these inputs appear in Korean export data before they affect US finished goods. Exports account for 35 to 40% of Korea's GDP, making its economy highly sensitive to global cycles and acting as a canary in the coal mine for slowdowns or booms. Manufacturing is interconnected. US firms depend on imported components and global demand. Korea, as an early stage supplier in Asian hubs, detects shifts. For example, rising AI chip demands or trade tensions first. When global orders rise, Korean exports surge ahead, later boosting the US orders and ISM readings. The relationship has held since the 1990s. 36 years of economic data, guys, and is a widely watched macro forecasting tool. Like, for anyone who really gets it, and sometimes the information may only make sense to you in the future, this might be the greatest thing I've ever found ever on 19 episodes of Mycelink that I'm sharing with you guys. I didn't know this date until the 9th of February 2026, which is why you should follow us on Twitter for live information and data. Another signal by JV Finance. Bitcoin is at bear market valuations against what? Against gold. Look, this is Bitcoin in three models, right? You've got Bitcoin against the global liquidity oscillator at record low since the bear market. Bitcoin against gold, basically saying gold is overvalued relative to BTC, right? This has to come down at some point. Bitcoin has to go up at some point. Easy. Bitcoin's like the easiest. Bitcoin is the easiest 100%. Like redoubling your money in the long term in human existence right now. There is a 100% chance, or 99.99% chance that Bitcoin will go back up here in maximum 6 months, maybe a year. I actually think more like 20 to 40 days, maybe not 20, maybe 40 potentially. Like, don't even be surprised if we close at quarter high, all-time highs on the quarter. Do not underestimate the capability of BTC. Look here, it went from 10K to 60K in like 90 days. So don't think that Bitcoin can't go, but I'm not saying it will, but I don't think it can't go back to 127 in 45 days. I'm not saying it will, but like less than 180 days for sure. That's being conservative. Yeah, that's the tweet string. The tweet string. Close this. Close this. Few more tweets. We pulled up to our first ever super team Birmingham event. If you are Manchester or Birmingham based, they do a free co-working space every single Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Let me just go to the Mycelink Twitter. I think it's really important to build a community both online and offline. Oh, by the way, me, Halima, and Tariq are speaking at an event on Monday in Birmingham. First time ever representing Mycelink at a in real life event. So really happy that these webinars have led to such opportunities. Again, Birmingham in person, Manchester in person for anyone interested in crypto and AI, etc. Yeah, we'll also have our first special guest next week. He's called Ruled Out. Really dope guy. He makes, I would say, a living, but an income stream from crypto content creation. I honestly think that crypto content creation is the next money glitch in the sense that you don't need to be an amazing trader or anything. But if you are passionate about on-chain applications and can write and make good content, these platforms will pay you. So he's going to be talking about that next week. According to Oxfam 2026 report, the world's 12 richest billionaires hold more wealth than the poorest half of humanity. Billionaire wealth reached $18.3 trillion in 2025. I also read another stat that something like 700 millionaires are created every single day. 700 to 2,000 or something like that. Can't remember the exact stat, but yeah. There's money on the table, guys. You just have to learn to add enough value to the marketplace to go get it. It's literally, the money's literally there. They print it all the time. Study Bitmine. Again, Bitmine. I believe Bitmine is going to outperform Ethereum itself. And if you look at these treasury companies, they're often a beta to the crypto itself. A tweet from James Easton. I really like this guy. He's a Real Vision affiliate. He's just a constant chart dealer. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Remember, for all seasons to occur, we need the Bitcoin dominance to drop. And then this is the others chart versus BTC. They're inversely correlated, as you can see, in times where the Bitcoin dominance has increased, altcoins have decreased. When altcoins have increased in price, Bitcoin dominance has fallen. So what do we expect next? At some point, we expect altcoin season to be around the corner. This is a comparison between the crypto total market cap versus the Russell 2000. So if I just go to the Russell 2000, again, this is the smallest 2000 US equities versus the S&P 500 is the top 500 US equities. You can see that this is at all-time highs on the monthly close and on the weekly and on the 2 weeks. On the weekly, everything's looking bullish. On the daily, until confirmed otherwise. Okay, I'll be honest, there is slight bearish momentum here, but until we confirm multiple lower highs and we go down to here, I still have a bullish bias on the Russell 2000, which historically speaking, as of the past few cycles, as I've said in previous webinars, needs to break all-time high before euphoria kicks in. I'll share my futures trades later with Cryzo. Versus the crypto total market cap, which is down here. Do I think we're going to go further? A little bit, potentially. I think the lowest we'll go in crypto total market cap, worst case scenario, is here. However, I wouldn't be surprised if the bottom is in. Let's have a look at the macro of coinmarketcap.com. I'm just gonna quickly, sorry, I've got a cat on my desk. Just look at the bird's eye view of crypto, right? So crypto to, so the fear and greed index of coin market cap is, oh, we've recently hit the lowest ever. Have a slight relief rally right now. We did hit number 5, which is again historical reading. We're on 13. I'm not saying we've seen the end of the bloodbath, but this is positive. You know what it is with crypto as well. Like if you're a good spot investor and you're disciplined to DCA, the market crypto goes up, but it doesn't go up that quickly. That quickly in the sense that you have multiple days or sometimes multiple weeks to accumulate in this volatility, right? You have the opportunity. It's not as hard as you think. Most of this game is paying attention. It's not about paying for transactions or buying and selling. It's literally paying attention and putting your mind to where it needs to be in a world full of distractions. So let's just have a look at like the bird's eye view of the top 100 cryptos. As I've said before, I believe Hyperliquid is like my altcoin of choice. In the sense that I think that this is really keyword being revolutionizing the whole trading space, especially because they've added gold and silver, and it's pretty much the only way you can get truly decentralized perpetual futures. You know why? You know what data set made me super, like I'm super bullish on Solana, but this made me ultra bullish, right? So out of the entire what is it? Let's have a look. $2.3 trillion invested in crypto. Of that $2.3 trillion, 1/23, so nearly $100 billion is locked in DeFi, right? So that's locked as in like stakes for X amount of years. Like it cannot be simply sold. It is not immediately liquid. That's what counts as total value locked. So out of this 100 billion, of course you've got Ethereum, which is the dominant major in DeFi at 55 billion. However, number 2 is Solana. Guys, look at the market cap difference between BNB and Solana, right? It's sizable. BNB has $83 billion invested in it. Solana has 49 billion. But Solana has more TVL. Solana has 6.69 billion versus Binance Smart Chain has 5.8. I think this is a very interesting data set. Even Bitcoin only has $5 billion in TVL. Like there is basically nothing built on Bitcoin. I know there's like Runes protocol and all this small shit, but it's really nothing compared to what's being built on Sol. Last time I checked, total exchange traded funds market cap for Solana is like 5% of the supply. And let us not forget to be like an ultra Solana bull, that everything bullish fundamentally on Solana happened in this time period. You see, in this technical drawdown, this is when, and you can ask Grok about this and you can do the prompt, right? Literally, since this liquidation event, everything about Solana besides the price has become way more bullish. This reversal is going to blow your heads off. Gonna blow your heads off, guys. Be prepared. Be prepared. What else do I want to comment on with regards to top 100? I think it's good to have a look at things from the bird's eye view. You can trade gold now on most centralized crypto exchanges in the form of PAX-G. As you can see, one PAX-G is $5,033, and an ounce of gold is $5,042. So $11 discrepancy. Early signs that risk is entering the market. Pepe has gone up by 20%. I would put Pepe over most meme coins. Not over Pengu. But this is a crazy institutional reversal right there. This is artificial as hell. If you was able to catch that in futures with a 7x, you'd be lit. You would be lit. Not me, but it's nice early signs, right? What else do we have? I'm betting on Pump at less than $1 billion. Let's have a look at Pump. the number one platform. I mean, I want to bet on it right now because that's a downward chart. So yeah, maybe entering around 0.02 when it comes to pump. Let's put a little Fibonacci retracement on this. Yeah, 0.02. What else to look out for? What else to look out for? Let's go with this. Now, you know what? I want to save my futures for with Chrysal. Let's go meme coin a little bit, and then I'm gonna give it over to Halima. Halima, are you gonna be ready soon, darling? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Right. Okay, so maxing. Talk about this meme coin for a second. I'm definitely not saying enter now. This is probably gonna come down all the way here. However, this is just an example of if you have conviction in the meme coin market and you have your thesis and it plays out right, you can make a lot of money. I capitulated. I think I entered maxing maybe like here and sold here, right? Had I held, I'd be up 22x, but I just lost the narrative. So yeah, I'm not saying buy maxing. I think it's going to come down now. I think it's over. But the meme coin market will always show you that there's money to be made all the time. Right, no homo, but this is something that I'm watching. If this comes down to this level, I would be interested in grabbing this. Bitcoin is like a super old joke in the OG crypto space. I think even before my time, like 2011, 2013. Those who caught this who caught this dip on the 5th of February were able to catch a 3.3x in a falling market, and that's just on spot. Obviously, number one meme coin for me in the long term is Pengu. Just want to have a look at the meta right now. Have a look at the Penguin meme coin. Even the White House ended up talking about it on their Twitter. Okay, I believe this is capitulated. No, I'm not betting on that. Let's have a look at Pippin. This is just super whaley Chinese liquidity. I can't explain why this does the thing, but this does the thing. This does the thing, like when you can catch bids on it. What the hell? Like, this is completely artificial, by the way. So I'm not saying enter now, but if you get a nice pullback on Pippin, you can make a killing in a short period of time. But yeah, just another one to watch out for. That's Pippin. Dog with Heart. This is legendary. If the OGs know, let's see where Dog with Heart's at. No, no recovery. No recovery, no recovery. One of the best uses of your time you can do in crypto, if you're a real practitioner, is just go on deck screen every day. You don't need to buy meme coins. You only need to buy. Oh, I mean, you never have to buy, but when things make absolute sense, they make sense, right? They make sense. Like let's check Troll, for example. So this is like OG internet meme coin, right? Okay, this is what I do with something like Troll. I'm not gonna buy right now, right? They say buy lows, but I will wait until this has a change of trend. Like at some point, in my opinion, this is gonna change trends. I'm not saying buy Troll, but it pays money. This is what they call it paying attention. Because let's say, for example, right, like when was the time to enter Troll? The time to enter Troll over here was here because you're breaking the all-time high. That's a 6x bid. 6x bid, right? Yeah, so looking at Troll, finally, and I'm watching this like a hawk, 6-7. Oh my God. Generational lows right now. Crazy, 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 crazy. All right, so I think this is gonna retest this low. I'm gonna retest this low. If we retest, let me tell you my trade theory, right? So retest the low, buy in, maybe swing out my initial like here. If the narrative runs again, which I'm pretty sure it will, that's like a 7x on the high. Now you got to be patient, but I think with good risk to reward and a good trade plan, meme coins are a good idea for diversification. I know it sounds so crazy saying that, but yeah, let me give it over to Halima. And then we'll do Cryzo's futures. And then we'll take Q&As. My love, are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. Spotlight's on you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. My name is
Hi.
Halima Yasmin, and today we will journey together through a guided meditation for health and wealth. Find a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and settle into this moment. Let your shoulders drop, relax your jaw, and soften your face. Release any tension about the markets, money, or what you think you should be doing right now. You are exactly where you need to be. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you, Universe, for aligning this sacred meeting. Let's breathe together. Breathe in for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, breathe in for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring your awareness to your body, this vessel that carries your dreams. Your health is your first wealth. Without it, nothing else matters. Feel your feet rooted to the ground, stable, supported, and strong. And notice your heartbeat. Steady, alive, and powerful. Your body carries you through every investment decision, every opportunity, and every victory. When your body is well, your mind becomes clear. And when your mind is clear, you make powerful, aligned choices. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Picture yourself walking into a lush, vibrant garden bathed in golden light. The sun is warm on your skin. The air smells fresh, alive, and abundant. You are admiring how bouncy the ground is, how the grass feels. As you look up, stands these huge, magnificent trees. But these aren't ordinary trees. Their branches bow under the weight of glowing golden Bitcoin, ripe and ready for harvest. Walk up to the nearest tree, stand tall, and reach out with confidence. Pick a Bitcoin from the branch. Feel its weight in your palm. Solid, real, and yours. Look around. There are more trees everywhere you turn. Ethereum shimmering like emeralds. Stocks blooming like flowers. Abundance in every direction. You planted these seeds with your decision, your discipline, and your faith. Now you're harvesting the fruits of your wisdom. Remember, you're not just picking it for yourself, you're making strategic moves for your future bloodline, your children, and their children and beyond. Every Bitcoin you gather, every wise investment you make, creates a river of wealth that flows far beyond you. This garden grows as you grow. It's yours to tend, yours to cultivate, and yours to pass down. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place your hand on your heart. Feel its rhythm. Say these words with deep conviction. I am the best. I can do it alone. God is always with me. I am a winner. Today is my day. I am unstoppable. My body is healthy. My mind is focused. My wealth is growing. I make strategic moves for my bloodline. Repeat after me. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. I trust the perfect timing of my investments. I trust my body's infinite wisdom. I trust divine guidance in every decision I make. My choices today secure my family's future. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat after me. Money flows to me easily and consistently. Money loves me. Money is obsessed with me. My health supports my wealth, and my wealth supports my health. I make clear, confident decisions from a place of peace. I am divinely protected in all my financial choices. Every move I make builds an unshakable legacy. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See yourself as whole, complete, and powerful. Your physical health, strong, vibrant, and unstoppable. Your mental clarity, sharp, focused, and brilliant. Your financial abundance, flowing, multiplying, and endless. These aren't separate parts of you. They are one unified force of energy moving through your life. When you care for your body, you think with clarity. When you think with clarity, you invest with wisdom. When you invest with wisdom, you build the life you deserve and the legacy your bloodline will inherit for generations to come. You are the bridge between health and wealth, between past and future, between what was and what will be. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place your hand on your heart and feel the truth of these words. Repeat after me. I am healthy, I am wealthy, and I am wise. God guides my path with every step. I am the best version of myself today and every day. This abundance is mine. This clarity is mine. This success is mine. My legacy is secured for my future bloodline. I am blessed. I am grateful. I am ready. Take one more deep breath with me. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders back. Feel your strength. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Notice how you feel calm, powerful, aligned, and ready. You are grounded, you are abundant, and you are unstoppable. Welcome back. Let's begin this journey together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my love.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. So, guys, Yeah, I hope you guys are warmed up, that, properly cleared our heads, especially for future trading. You're gonna need that. You can't be emotional. You gotta keep your head straight. Yeah. I'm gonna get into this. I know Ninja wanted to join me. We're gonna go over
Now
some
you go first. I've got three trades to share with them.
okay. All right. So
Yeah.
I've just been trading Bitcoin. I know I was mainly a Pengy trader. I still can be. By the way, I'm gonna enter soon. I'll be showing you the signal. But right, my new strategy, it's pretty much what I talk about all the time, right? Like the liquidity, pretty much liquidity, certain different indicators. But now it's a lot more structured. So uh in this tutorial or whatever a seminar, I'm gonna describe exactly how to enter a trade and how I enter a trade, right? So I'm just gonna share my screen for you guys. There you go. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Great. Right. So, firstly, yeah, at the beginning of the day, first thing I open is liquidity. Liquidity map. Uh, Bitcoin exchange liquidation map. That's what you want to search, and you always find it. I'm trading Bitcoin because I'm using this a lot more now, right? I will use these high value spots as my targets, right? This is where I'm aiming for. This is where I'd set my stop loss just below here because if it is going below here, it means there's a different reason for liquidity going, building up down in the downside or the chart going down. It's not really market manipulation related. But what I do is I trade market manipulation now. So I would personally love to enter a solid trade once we hit down below 68, just 68K. I think that would be a solid, amazing trade. Much lower risk than to take it now because there is a possible chance that it does go down here. What you can do though is use lower leverage to make your either your liquidation or your stop loss be completely fine when you set it to below here. We're gonna look at the 7 day as well. And you see on the 7 day, yeah, there's a lot of liquidity around this area. So I think personally, once this gets cleared, there's going to be a lot of liquidity be built to the upside, and we might go from there. But who knows? If the sentiment continues to be that we're going to pump tomorrow, and everyone is consistently excited, we will dump. I personally think this pump will come at a very surprising time when the sentiment flips bearish again. Um, because yeah, that's what's been happening. Every time we think Bitcoin's gonna go really low, it pumps. Every time we think it's gonna blow, it dumps. The whole point is to get as much money as out of you guys as possible. So we're trying to ride the, supposed, I don't want to say scam, but the market manipulation that we're getting manipulated. We're trying to
Like you
ride.
want to go counter to the narrative.
Exactly. So this liquidation map, it's honest, right? This gives you facts. This believe in this more than you do believe in what people say, right? Because this is what tells you where the exchanges, the people who control this, are gonna want it to go. I don't know if you guys know what liquidation is or liquidity. Liquidity is the amount of money in a certain spot. So if it goes to this spot, a lot of either shorts or longs get wiped, and these people have to exit and re-enter, which will generate the exchange's money, or it generates the money when they exit as well, because they'll get more fees and stuff like that. So our exchanges really want them to touch these prices. The daily is where you want to be trading on the intraday. 7 daily is where you want to get a direction. If you see it balanced, don't trust the daily as much. If the 7 day is leaning a place, the line is down here. There's not a lot of liquidity here. The liquidity to the upside. Target two spots, right? Now, once you look on the actual chart, you'll notice that we don't always hit those prices. Personally, I think we're possibly at the bottom here of this downtrend. On my RSI, it's telling me, pretty bullish. I use these indicators to give me confirmation, right, of where I'm going to be entering So this is telling me what I'm trying to do, right? I know I want to go long soon, right? Once we clear some of this liquidity, I think this liquidity is going to go up. Um, I mean, I was meant to do it on the day, but once we clear some of this liquidity, this one is going to be even higher, and it'll be very beneficial for the markets to sweep this. So that's what I'm going to try ride. Um, I'm going to look here. I've got two indicators on here, and I use I think two other indicators. Um, MACD and DMI, the other ones, but I use them on my exchange, Mexi. By the way, if you sign up, I offer free mentoring. I can help you set all this up. Just, gotta let me know. Um, yeah, so the main one is CVD bubbles. It tells me when there's a lot of like a lot of sell orders, right, or buy orders. This is the point where I think liquidity is starting to change. Where I think the liquidity has been cleared. I don't know if this is not exactly pinpointing it, but if this means that people that are close hit to these spots are also exiting. Maybe it's hit their stop loss or something like that. Instead of actually liquidating them, it means that liquidity that was originally there is gone already. That's why it might stop a bit below or above where you're targeting. So just be careful and look for these price action signs along with this RSI, which tells you how expensive and cheap something is, oversold or undersold. Right now, it's telling me it's bullish because we're very undersold, no, very oversold. And I'm also getting the CVD bubbles. You'll usually have two bottoms. If not, it will be a consistent downtrend, which will last constantly on the 15 minutes, but might not show on the 4 hours or on the hourly. For the strongest signal, you want some bubbles on here. The 4 hour. 4 hour is the best time frame to be trading on. Um, let's see. Recently, we've not gotten any, so you might even go down to the hour. I think the hour definitely has been giving us some good signals. Yep. Recently, it's been predicting, except for this time, obviously we had a bit of a pump, but then we ended up dumping instead. That was because there was a lot of liquidity to the downside, um, regardless of, these sell orders happening. My cat's climbing everywhere, right? Um, yeah, but look here, we're building these bubbles on the hourly, which is a great sign. The RSI is at the bottom, so if we're gonna specifically use the RSI, it tells us that there is a an overall direction downwards, right? But um, we're going to be having corrections in between. However, I think it just depends on, how the liquidity starts to change over time. Definitely continue to monitor the liquidity as you're trading. And if you start to see heavy bubbles, heavy CVD bubbles on the hourly specifically, then that means that liquidity is changing. The shape of this liquidity is changing. So it might mean that you've already hit that signal that you wanted. There's no more down there. Everyone's sold. So that's when I would exit my trade, right? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get in soon. I'm just gonna wait till this next hourly candle. And the reason I enter on long on like 100x leverage is because at these bottoms, I target the next candle, and if it either goes up or down, I would have set my stop loss maybe at most around here, 68.16, because that would show me it's a changing pattern. But usually what I do is I try to set it just below it, because if it does start to go down, I can re-enter at a nicer price. Um, what I call these decision-making candles, like when you see a candle that has to make a decision, either yes or no, right? I use them to buy in. I can use higher leverage because I can make my stop loss so tight. What this also allows me to do is have a really high risk to reward. Say I'm risking $5, right? Because my stop loss is literally right below the candle. And I'm aiming for maybe like 200% on my overall position. That 5%, say that 5% was 10%, right? I'm actually risking 10% to make 200%. So my risk to reward is 1 to 20, right? Which is an amazing trade. If you can get them constantly and you're only risking like as minimal as possible, that's when you will accumulate over time as much as you can. You know what I mean? Um, if it starts to act up weirdly and it doesn't start to follow liquidation maps, just take a break. don't trade for that day, maybe the next day. Just keep watching, see what's going on. Maybe there's some sort of news that you're not aware of, right? But this is overall how the market's going to be moving. And this is why I'm trading in futures because I can't determine where it's going to be, when the liquidation map is going to change. Um, and I don't know if we're going to continue going up after we hit here because we might get some more liquidity to the upside. You know what I mean? It can happen. Just continue to monitor this, enter at certain places where you won't risk too much. So this is a good reversal in my opinion. Obviously there's a possibility we can go even lower, but like I said, my indicators are pretty good. Two other indicators which I'm using. I just need to delete these. By the way, I'm not on the full version of what's it called? Trading View. So, just letting you guys know you guys can do that too. It's not for any reason. I can buy it. I don't know. I haven't gotten to it. I might do that today. Who knows? Yeah, I use DMI and MACD. I have to delete this one. Great indicators. This is what when I was first training under Sensei Ninja, these were the methods, the ancient arts that he taught me. MACD and DMI. DMI shows you how strong the buyers are.
I said ancient arts,
Bro, the dojo, bro. Yeah. Um, like these tell me the DMI tells me the strength of the buyers versus the sellers, where exactly they are. So right now, um, the blue is the buyers, the orange is the sellers. Sellers have taken power. Um, I'd be looking for it to cross again for full confirmation that we are in an uptrend. Same with this here, the MACD. Um, right now the strength of this downwards push is still strong. It will start to fade and we'll see it maybe go neutral around here for a bit. And then that's when I'll be looking to enter the trade. Um, I usually like to look for a W signal, a retest of the support or something to finally confirm to me that I should enter the trade. However, it always is pretty much it like I'm pretty certain we're gonna stop at most around here, 67K before starting to go back up again. I'm pretty certain on that. Watch the space. Yeah, MACD is the momentum. So these two, they're the final confirmation. It usually lines up with the liquidation maps, but they help you feel confident about your trade. So yeah, if you want to note it down, just note these down. MACD, DMI, um, Heiken Ashi RSI, or just stochastic RSI. Either one's fine. And CVD bubbles. Right? CVD bubbles, I use liquidation bands. You go into the settings on this, ignore that. You go into settings on liquidation bands and you can enable what CVD bubbles. So I've shown you guys this before, but to get into your head, yeah, CVD bubbles there. The actual bands, you can use them as an EMA, kind of. There's usually corrections to the point, but yeah, this is my method, right? This is what I've been doing. I am currently 2 for 3. The loss was at break even. Um, yeah, once you get in profits, always set a stop loss to break even. We're not trying to gamble, right? Never try gamble. We're trying to make steady profits. Yeah. I want to hear some of these trades that the ninja's been taking because he's trading more altcoins right now, and I've obviously been taking a break from altcoins. Um, I want to know
Yes,
how he's
sir.
been. Hey,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, okay, so let me tell you guys. Actually, one of the trades has actually closed recently. So this is how I mark up my entry, take profit, and stop loss, right? Using red, gold, and green. That's the far right. The yellow represents my entry price. The red represents my stop loss, and the
uh,
green represents my take profit. So I was actually in this trade. Let's just break it to the 5-minute time frame. this webinar started. This webinar started here, and in that time, my take profits hit. So unfortunately, I can't share with you this one in the sense that, I wouldn't enter the short now. What is Humanity Protocol? It's basically like a decentralized KYC, something like that. But yeah, watch out for this trading pair, as it's come up a few times in the Mycelink Futures Discord. It's things like this where, look, right, let's just backtest this asset in terms of price action as of the past 15 days. So let's just use the RSI. Let's just use the RSI on the 30-minute, right? So let's say you started looking at this asset on the 3rd of February. What was the indication to go long? Well, the RSI pierced the yellow from here to here. I like 7x leverage, so that could have been like nearly 200%, nearly 3x, right? What was the indication to go short? Here was the indication to go short. Let's say you went short, 5x leverage, nice 65% there. Here, let's go long here, right, on the crossover. That could have been a nice 3x. Let's go short here. Did it short? Yes, it shorted. False signals over here. Things are not clear. This is an easy long over here, right? 5x leverage, 65%, could have done 100%. This was an easy short. Was this an easy short? Yes, easy short. Easy long. Easy short. Easy short. Consolidation. And yeah, this is one of the reasons why even though I didn't know anything about this asset until today, this is how you can do quick back test on alts. So yeah, looking out for more opportunities with H. I think the next trade, if I were to take another trade from this asset, would be if it formed lower highs, lower lows, and I get in on like a dead cat bounce and then short with maybe 2 to 5x. So yeah, nice 7x leverage trade that I literally set 15 minutes before the Mycelink webinar, and unfortunately the trade has closed now. I'm doing a super long swing on this coin here called Nairis. I've set my TP up here and my stop loss here. I probably won't wait until this price, but I've just basically if my stop loss hits, I'm going to lose 86% on this trade, so it's a lot to lose, but it's a lot to gain. So up here is like 7x, and I'm hoping to at least clear this level over here. So if that works out, 35% times 7, 210%, so like a 3x. Now this is the position you want to be in a futures trade. Notice how my yellow is my entry price and the red is the stop loss. So I entered the short here. Yeah, I entered the short here and my stop loss was here. So before, the stop loss was here, right, above the high. But since getting in profit, I've been pulling my stop loss down. So the worst case scenario in this trade at 7x leverage is I'm going to leave with 28%. But the best case scenario is that I'm going to leave with 140%. This is where you want to be, guys. And this is the sweet spot. Like, assuming this continues to go down, I'm just going to move my stop loss down, meaning the worst case scenario is that I'm in profit. And I just move this down. I've just entered a trade on Init. I don't know much about this coin. I'm not gonna lie. The signal fired off. Literally whilst my wife was doing the meditation. I just entered this whilst Chrysler was speaking. Shout out to Mateus who built a signal strength bot. Of course, my guy Annie likes to be in and out with 75x leverage. I often enter trades after he exits, which is fine because I'm on much lower leverage. Don't know about you guys, but this looks like a pretty easy short to me. I've put my stop loss here and my take profit here. If I'm correct, I'll make like 140%. If I'm wrong, I think I'll lose about 35%, something like that, 40%. So yeah, those are the trades I'm in, guys. I'm in it. I've just exited Humanity Protocol. I'm still in my Nairo, whatever, however you say that. I'm in a short. Um, so I'm in a long with Nairi, and I'm in a short with Safe. So do your own research with regards to these assets, and yeah, let's take any questions, guys. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Let's start off with Rylan. Rylan, who's just quit his job, ready to become a trader. Let's fucking go. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, I don't think no questions at the moment, to be honest. I was just gonna point out because I know Kryzo mentioned that he's on the standard version of TradingView, and I know you're always telling me to maybe look at getting the subscription, and I noticed there's some like Valentine's Day offer on today. So I was
Mhm.
actually considering actually buying it today just because there's an offer on for some of the services. So I don't know.
It's worth it, man. It is worth it.
Yeah,
When I in the past, I've felt so different as a man. I felt great as a man.
But yeah, I don't think I've got any questions, to be honest, because like I've not put any money into any of the stocks or anything that I've currently got, because at the moment a lot of them are in the red, but it's because a lot of them are linked to crypto. So I'm just kind of waiting to have a catch up with you and then to decide whether to buy which ones to buy on the dip, because there's a good few where I still believe in these stocks, so it's a good opportunity now just to top up and DCA my average a bit.
100%. I think now, yeah, for the first time, like since you've got like 3 months plus off work, I think you have time and the energy space to start to learn day trading. And the thing is with day trading, yeah, you want to load up your account with less than 10% of the value of your stocks account. So,
100.
so your long-term account. So without baiting out, because obviously I know how much you've got in the market, yeah, I would, whatever that numerical value is, I would take 1 to 10%, maybe even 3 to 5%, and load that in a trading account.
Okay.
And I would honestly more than happy for you to like, even after this call, Chrysler, if you're free after this call, like,
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you free after, yeah, like Rylan, I think you should just jump on a call with Chrysler and then he gets you onboarded in futures. Because the thing is in futures, like it's not about rushing to trade, it's about having a small amount of money in a trading account and literally trading with a couple of dollars to learn the skill. Does that make sense? Like you can be in
Yeah,
and
yeah,
out
yeah.
of trade in like 2 hours. I literally entered a trade. I entered a trade 15 minutes before this webinar, and it hit before I even had time to explain to you guys what I did. Now, given that it was a small amount of money, but like the money that I just made on that trade, covered the haircut I just had.
Yeah. True
Like I
say.
went out for a haircut just before this webinar, like bought some food. The money I just made on that trade covered for that haircut.
Yeah, I
Now,
personally,
obviously, you lose trades as well. You know what I mean? Like it's not all rainbows, but it's a skill set for life, and you got time
yeah,
to learn.
what you want to do is you want to make a bit, take your initial out, and then carry on trading. It's like practice. And when you keep losing, take a long break and think about what you've done. Like a kid in the corner. Um, Trust me, it's more for making money rather than saving money. If you're trying to save money and do futures, it probably won't work. You might have a day where you revenge trade and you lose $1,000 like I did. Like it does happen, you know what I mean? Just be extremely careful. Definitely listen to what Ninja's saying. It can get addictive. It's amazing. Like you see crazy amounts of money in such small times. Um, I'd describe it like being a casino with your own house edge. So you
Okay.
edge.
Mhm.
So technically, in the long term, you should be up. If the casino can be, you should be too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rise, are you doing like one-to-ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So how are you arranging that? Like how like can I can
So
link into it?
uh, let me put the link in. I'll put the link in this description.
Alright, cool.
My Discord. It's open.
Mhm.
And you can privately message me on Discord. We could book a one-to-one, either do it on Zoom or Discord. I'm talking about Telegram. I don't know why I said Discord.
Mm.
Yeah, Telegram.
I actually do have Discord too.
Yeah. No, I think I see your Telegram group, so yeah.
Yeah,
I can
join
do
it.
it on either because I can get Discord. It's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, just message me. All I ask is that you trade on Mexi, with preferably with a what's it called, a VPN, and use my referral code.
Right. Okay. Are you not using BitUnix? No.
Um, I the reason why I like Mexi is just because of low fees. It's
Mm.
second lowest fees.
Are you paying fees for bit to trade Bitcoin?
Yeah, but only about like at most like 30 cents.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So like so when you do your trades, like obviously you like you you're taking out all your initial and like any profit you're leaving in the trade.
No. I
Oh,
take out on my entire account. So say I started an account with like $50, and then I'm up to 100. I'll take out my $50, right? But when I trade, I preferably try to look to move my stop loss to break even as soon as possible. Because
keeping it tight,
sorry.
like keeping your stop loss tight, or
Yeah, like to break even, like so that if I lose, I won't lose anything. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
And I always move my stop loss every one risk to reward ratio. I try to move my stop loss up, or when
yeah.
good. Um,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, I can't find everything. Ninja, can you
Right,
can
cool.
you,
Yeah,
tell?
so sorry. I thought I'd just share with you guys right now. Yeah, this is how crazy futures is. So yeah, I literally just got liquidated on my init trade. Look at that right now. Like I just, it just hit my stop loss. Look at that, guys. That's how.
Oh no
Yeah,
way.
boom,
One can
straight through the red. I was
one can,
so sure about that short. God damn.
but it's good that you set a stop loss
Yeah, of
and
course.
still down.
Guys, if I didn't set a stop loss, I'd basically get liquidated to zero. Like,
Celebrate your stop losses. Honestly,
yeah, celebrate the stop loss because I could have lost everything in the trade, but instead I lost like 40% or something rather than 100%.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's a W personally. I've just put my Discord in the chat. Either save the link or
Right, cool.
So I didn't even know you had a Discord. I know about your Telegram. I don't know about your Discord.
can you copy the link from my Telegram and send it in here?
One second.
I use Discord mainly for like trading sessions, so we'll all
Oh
hop
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. One sec. Yeah, I'll add your. To be fair, I'll just. Ken's already in here, aren't you, Ken? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Rylan.
I think Ken would be an amazing day trader.
Don't gas me, bro. I'll lose all my money.
Oh, inshallah not, bro. I really hope you don't. But you shouldn't do if you keep steady. But I've always seen you at the link ups, the meetups. These meetings. I've seen you here a lot. So if you got time to put into this, I do think you can do well with trading. If you fail, just always learn. Always learn from why you failed. Eventually, you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just putting the time in it. I think um yeah. I mean I could do it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just gotta put the time in. That's it, man. As you say, it's learning as well, innit? Just learn from, if it's a bad trade, it's a bad trade, but you learn from it, don't you? So, it's all
Every
good.
every time I've lost money, I've thought I've just learned a lesson. You know what I mean? So I make up for it. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Ninja, have you put the link in?
Oh shit, no. I don't need to put the link in because literally I added Rylan to your Telegram and Ken's already there.
Ken's
Yeah.
already Telegram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think if you want it in the group, I can try and put it in the group.
it doesn't matter. Just DM me personally on Telegram.
Mm-hmm.
We'll book a call.
All right, yeah, man, cool.
All right.
Yeah, man. Anything
I,
I need
I,
to
I
know
thought
before or
Um,
it's
download a VPN.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay.
That's it.
Right, cool, cool. All right. Can it be any, or is there any like particular one?
No, no, any. But you wanna have it set to like any like a different country.
Any
No,
other country? All right.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So what, are they not accepting UK users or something, or
They
is it
do,
just
they do. Like I'm literally KYC on MEXC, but it's just it bugs out in the UK sometimes. You'll always find you've got better like connection when you're outside of the UK.
okay, cool, cool. All right then.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
nice one, bro.
So are we ending the call here, Ninja?
Uh, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's end it here. Um, final things. Final things.
Or are you
Um,
thingy?
well,
Are you at the Solana thing on Friday?
yeah,
Are
every
you?
Friday, bro. Every Friday.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool. All right, yeah, definitely link up.
Oh, actually,
100%.
I might be there, possibly.
Yeah, man, come through. Good to see you, man.
I can't lie, yeah. I can't lie. Prizo, if you're free right now, and Rylan and Kent are free right now, you guys should just do like a featured one-on-one lesson right now. Like
Yeah, yeah.
with Prizo. Rylan, are you free right now? I would join, but I need to prepare for my Birmingham talk.
Yeah, man, I'm free as long as it's called Ukaizo.
Yeah, man, I'm same.
You guys okay? Just waiting maybe 10 minutes because I've got to do a call with my friend because he asked me to call him.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah,
right. So
well, you guys can
So
literally
just
chat.
come back on this stream in 10 minutes, or just wait.
I'm just gonna mute myself in it.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. What I'll do is this. Yeah, what I'll do is this. I'm gonna make Kryzo the host, right? So he's now the host, and then Kryzo, just don't leave this Zoom room, and then obviously and then I'm gonna leave the Zoom room, and then you guys just do a session, whatever. But yeah, obviously the only thing Kryzo asks is that you use his what do you call
Link.
it? His link, yeah. Um, the reason why. Like we have like Cryzo does Mexi, and then I do bit Unix because obviously I'm doing bit Unix because I'm partnered up with a bit Unix rail for those signals. So like you can like I'm not gonna sit here and say to people don't use those bit Unix signals in in your Mexi, but the only thing I ask is if you're gonna use the bit Unix signals, do it on both. Do you know what I mean? Like I trade the signals on my personal bit Unix and also trade it on my funded account. You know what I mean? So
there's nothing wrong with signing up to do two different platforms. You know, these platforms they're not like every broker or anything. They can go down,
Mhm.
and when they go down, your money's gone. So it's definitely not a bad thing to sign up to two.
yeah. Anyway, man, I'm gonna leave you to it. And yeah, man, I'm excited. You know what, Chrysal? I beg you actually, you know the session you do with Rylan and Ken. I beg you actually record it, bro. Record it on your computer and then upload it on the private Mycelink YouTube. So you know what I mean?
Will it record my screen as well?
Yeah, you just record on your native device.
All right,
Like
okay.
you've done it before. Remember when you recorded last time?
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna leave you to it. Yeah. Have a good one, Chrysal.
All right, yeah, man,
Love you
cool.
guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Take care. Take care.